pull up on these niggas acting tough out here. He a bitch, have him bleeding for a month out here.
Alright y'all boys, so it's Friday, so that means it's time for another album review, yay! But it's not just any album review, it's time for another Posthumous album review. Woo! That's right, it's time to celebrate another week of one of the more inhumane practices in the music industry that I'm 99% sure is going to get every single music exec sent straight to the depths of hell when a rapture comes. This time with King Von's latest album, What It Means to Be King, this time being a collection of different styles of hip hop put together to make for a hard-hitting project alongside some big name features to make for a not very cohesive project, but still fun to listen to and I can definitely see sticking around for a while in people's rotation. As stated before, this project definitely isn't as cohesive as his previous projects such as Welcome to O Block, seeming to carry different sounds and styles in comparison to his previous project that was strictly Chicago drill. This time having some mainstream piano trap, some hard-hitting angry tracks such as Go Get 'Em, and even some New York drill with the track Straight to It. But with all of these tracks, at least there's some guarantee that Von's rapping hasn't deterred through these different styles, seeming to fit most of these tracks pretty well and flow with these angry yet confident bars on his choppy but quick flow for some songs that I could definitely see myself coming back to, such as FaceTime, Evil Twins, and War. I suppose the only track that I wasn't really feeling was Don't Play That, seeming a lot more different from the rest of the songs on this album, but still trying to keep that trap sound. But I feel like his execution was weak, and I feel like King Von's rapping style and voice just doesn't fit the beat at all. But I would also like to acknowledge the numerous short songs on this project, which I usually don't like on most other projects, but when it comes to this, I actually am glad that most of these songs were relatively short, because I feel as if this album was stretched out beyond an hour, it would seem like it would just be a bloated mess for streams, losing its feel as I go through it. But as for the production, I did like most of the beats, even some of the ones that seemed out of the lane of what you usually hear from King Von, such as on the track Straight to It, with them floating pretty nicely alongside a 5-year form feature that, as per usual, doesn't seem to disappoint. As stated before, the only track I wasn't messing with Don't Play That with 21 Savage, seeming like something that would fit a lot more for 21 Savage and way less for King Von, using the catchy chorus and simple flow that seems okay, but just doesn't work at all for Von when looking at the rest of the songs in this project and how they hold up. But there was also a sad piano trap beat on this project that sounded like something you hear from more people like NBA Youngboy or A Boogie, who was featured on the song as well, but still utilized right with the track My Fault, having a nice little catchy chorus and verse as well, alongside some standard A Boogie singing to make for something that sounds not too different from what I've heard before, but for what it's worth, it was still a nice song to listen to, and I could see it being a favorite amongst a good bit of Von fans. As for the other piano beat, instead of being a sad trap sound that you usually hear in hip hop, this time it's a more simple big bass beat for King Von and Moneybagg Yo to hop on and deliver very well on the track Trust Nothing, seeming like something that works equally for both artists, though I do wish Moneybagg Yo verse was a bit longer, seeming like he was barely there. As for the other features, there was T Grizzly on the track Change My Life, Lil Durk on Evil Twins, and G Herbo on FaceTime being my 3 favorite features on this album and make for some of my favorite tracks on this album. Overall, while this album had elements to it that didn't seem too different from what I've heard before and isn't as cohesive as his previous project, it is still fun to listen to and I could see people playing a long while down the road since this project's release. So to put this on a scale, I'm giving this a high 7 out of 10, being one of my more favorite projects of the year and one of the only posthumous albums I can say I actually enjoyed. But how do you guys feel about King Von's latest album? What would you rate it? Let me know down in the comments while liking and subscribing. Make sure to follow my IG and Twitter. And if you like the illustrations using this video, make sure to follow the artist as well because she's dope. And oh yeah, make sure to follow my second channel for me outside of music. And on that note, I'll see you on Monday for whatever video I decide to upload. Peace.